from one disaster to two, to two, if you will. We'll just start things off with Godzilla, King of the Monsters. So this is it's pretty much the third part in this MonsterVerse thing that Legendary
Yeah,
Studios have established. With 2014's Godzilla, which was a show
right.
that I really wanted to like, but I
Right.
didn't
Can
hate
I,
it.
yeah, I thought it failed. I thought it failed in a really for a really simple reason, and but we're not
Yeah,
getting into that now.
yeah. And I understand, from the director and the writer's perspective that, well, we want to make this, serious, not like the god awful 1998 Godzilla movie, right? We don't want to make
Right,
this
right.
like a summer movie. We want to make this thing like this is some sort of big, threat to the world. This is something serious. We should really be worried about this. So we're gonna just play on just building the tension, and well, they decide to do this by not showing, Godzilla. You know what I mean? So he's in the show for like what, I don't know, 15 minutes or thereabout. In this what 2 hour film or whatever length it was. And to me, that was like a big letdown. It was like, all right, so I should care about these human characters, but it's like, come on, I want to see Godzilla. So when he showed up and he had a fight in the end, really loved it. Like the last, say, 50, 20 minutes of the show, really, really loved, right? But the build up to it, though, while it was tense, it was just like, all right, what is the point? What are they getting at? And you could kind of make the argument that they're trying to harken back to the first Godzilla, right? The 1956 one, the
Right.
Japanese one, not the one that they adapt for, not the American adapted version. I'm talking about the original one where, of course, it was a metaphor for, Hiroshima and,
Yeah.
the nuclear age and all that kind of stuff. Like, and it was just so dark and bleak, and you just had this monster, destroyed cities and whatnot. So, yes, of course, it was meant to like really strike a nerve with, Japanese at the time now, so it was really serious. Not like the 60s and 70s, these sort of cheesy, spin-off movies where he would just fight some creature, some creature in the week, basically, right? It was way, way more different. So I get that the 2014 one was trying to harken back to that and give us characters to care about human characters. But at the end of the day, we'll argue about this with King of the Monsters. It's about the monsters. People they really care
Yeah.
about the human being. Sorry. Um, I felt that it kind of strike not a even balance, but a balance enough with Kong Skull Island, which I really, really enjoyed. And
Right.
that's mainly because of how well the sort of schlocky kind of matinee vibe of it. It really combined the action and adventure, and just them making it a period piece set in the Vietnam War was a perfect idea in my opinion. It just it just made it less serious. It made it a lot more fun. Samuel Jackson chewing up every scene that he was in. Kong just being an incredible badass, and just all these weird and frightening creatures as well. John C. Reilly being this weirdo, Brie Larson,
Right.
you know, um, trying to perfect the 1,000 yard stare that she used in Captain Marvel, and just all these
Right.
other characters as well. And while I would complain that, yeah, some of the characters they didn't really care for, they didn't really flesh them out properly, they were just there in the background, really, like a majority of the characters in that show. I wouldn't say the same thing for Tom Hiddleston, who was the side of the show basically, right? But I still had fun with it. It was dumb, kind of mindless, but I get what it is. I want. I get to see monkeys, gigantic monkeys fighting, big ass creatures. That's what I get, right? And then, well, the twist at the end was, oh well, it's part of this universe, so now we're gonna connect this thing to Godzilla. It's like, oh my god, wow, big monsterverse, you know what I mean? So before we jump into King of the Monsters, quick thoughts on Godzilla and Kong Skull Island. What do you thought about those two shows?
Yeah. Right. So to me, I didn't. Right. To me, the 2014 film failed not because it didn't have enough Godzilla in it. That's not the problem. But if you're not having enough Godzilla in it, what you're going to have to do is have a really strong, compelling human story. And it started off like that, It started off interesting enough, actually, like the opening to this in the nuclear power plant and whatnot.
Right, with Bryan Cranston, right?
Right.
Who they
And
wasted
then,
that show, but
right, and then they didn't do anything with it later on. I was like, wow, what's going on here? And they decided to kill off Bryan Cranston in the movie, and they didn't have a proper follow up. That was a mistake.
right.
Right. It's used not the Godzilla, lack of Godzilla. I actually didn't mind that. because
Okay.
they had the background, and I get what they're trying to go for with that. But that ended up falling flat because of, they didn't follow up on Bryan Cranston's character. The son didn't have anything to do with anything going down.
Right.
And it's, all right, well, what the hell? That's the problem. That's why
Right.
this failed. Yeah, and the movie just came and went. I was like, all right, cool. Hopefully you'll get more films if it do well enough, and it did reasonably
Yeah.
well enough. I was like, all right,
So what about Skull Island? What you thought about that?
right. I remember, right. I love Kong Skull Island. I think I have a big bias towards John Voight Roberts because he just have that weird style and aesthetic and approach to things that I just, as a filmmaker, I just like to be like, and he just have a great eye. And on top of that, well, I think I have a big bias towards it because he's doing the Metal Gear movie, and I just want to see what
Yes.
you're going to be doing going forward.
Right.
And I enjoyed Kong Skull Island for what it was. It had great color, great look.
Yes, it did. It did. Yeah.
Got an excellent set of editing in it and whatnot. So I couldn't be mad at it. I was like, yeah, this is what we had to do. This is the whole point now. And so I was digging it. And I was like, all right, cool. We're gonna get more monster shit coming down the line. And yeah, we get it now.
Right. Since we'll run through what King of the Monsters is about.
Yeah, sure. Basically, what you had was Monarch. Well, Monarch, the same company, same bunch of dudes from Skull Island, Kong Skull Island. Well, they're kind of like the shield of this monster universe, right?
Yes.
Getting stuff done, and they kind of pro Godzilla, and they have a whole story behind what they're doing, why they're doing what they're doing. And then, well, the fallout from the events of 2014 kind of coming back because the family who lose their son, I think they lose their son in that big fallout from that big battle at the end of that.
Yes.
She they want to find all the other monsters and make it get done. So they're using Monarch for that. But then they have another group, like a kind of eco-terrorist group, who want to wake up the king of the monsters to destroy everything or to basically use humanity to wipe out humanity because they think humanity is like a scourge or plague on the planet. Right. And the monsters' purpose is to basically reset everything and fix back society. And I think that's it. So I don't think it have any other thing. And basically they wake up Ghidorah.
Yeah.
That's the point. Right.
And along with Ghidorah and Godzilla, we also have Rodan and Mothra. Yeah.
Mothra as well, right? Well, yeah. Mothra is born and then becomes Mothra later on. Well, Mothra in lava form. And yeah, Godzilla just did to fix.
Yeah, Godzilla did just to do what Godzilla does, right?
Yeah. That's pretty much what's going on. And then it's just, ass kicking ensues.
Yes. I want to hear your thoughts on this show first, but go ahead.
So when I watched it for the first time, it was great, but you really have to ignore the human parts.
That's the thing. Yes.
You have to the fuck out of them human parts. Because if you look at it as a whole, it suffers. But once you ignore them human parts and you just stick to the monster shit, it kind of fucking perfect.
Yeah. What they do as far as the monster stuff in it, everything monster was great. The look of it, the scale of it, the fights were awesome. Yeah,
absolutely nailed that shit, Dread. And once the actual human part of it, where it's it's all about what is evolution and all of that bullshit.
Once they dropped that into the movie, I was like, but this is so incredibly dumb, though. I didn't sell it to me, and especially who they choose to do the exposition. I'm not gonna see who the person is.
Right.
I like you're hearing this, right? You're hearing the logic of this. This is real domino. But however, if they they do it in such this pseudo serious tone. I was kind of questioning the creators themselves. If they didn't take the whole show seriously, and I let that slide. Okay, it's dumb excuse to have these monsters fight. But they sell it to me in this kind of pseudo serious way. And I think this is the detriment. This to me is the detriment to the whole franchise. Well, actually, no, not the whole franchise. This and Godzilla, the original one, that they have to always kind of play things on a serious note for you to care about the humans. But when you give them something like this, when you give them bullshit like this, shit is really, come on.
And they make callbacks to real early Godzilla shit. So you have something called an oxygen destroyer. It's very stupid.
I know,
But
I know.
that
They
classic
only use it
Godzilla.
once.
Yeah, but that's a classic Godzilla device now. So it's
Right,
like, okay,
the
that's
big ultimate weapon, and they just
right,
drop it half into the show.
right. But right. But that's like a thing. And then they bring back all the characters from before. They bring back the character was Blackfella was playing. But I think he's the same guy from the last one in Kong Skull Island. He's older now. Same character.
Oh, okay. I didn't. That would be Joe Morton, right?
Joe
Yes,
Morton, right?
Joe
Well,
Morton from Terminator
played
2
by
and Justice League, right? Yeah.
right.
Well, I didn't know that he was from that film. Okay, I didn't pick up on that. Okay.
No, right. But he's the older version of the character who was played by oh gosh, with that black fellow who was playing Dr. Dre.
Oh, oh gosh, O'Shea Jackson Jr.
No, no, no,
No. Sorry, but
no.
O'Shea Jackson Jr. is in it as well too.
Right.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh, guy who played Dr. Dre. All right, I'm forgetting his
Yeah.
name right now. Right.
Right.
But
That forward, I forget actor name. But
okay.
he's the older character of that. He's the older version of that guy. I think, as far as I know, that's supposed to be him.
All right. Well, the only person
And
I was looking at as somebody from another film was Ken Watanabe. Like I remember him
but
from
Ken
the
Watanabe is
first
of course from
Godzilla.
Godzilla. We
Right.
know that, right? We
Yeah.
clearly come back. But
Yeah. So
he
he was the only
just
person I was watching as. Oh, I remember him. Right. Everybody
right.
else is new.
But the fellow was the general in 2014 film. He comes back. He has a little quick screen time.
Okay.
They bring back everybody pretty much. I think
All right.
one Gale was in the last movie, but I can't remember.
Right.
But anyway, nobody cares. It's time for the monsters to fight. And
Yeah.
yeah, when the monsters fight, and they absolutely nail that shit because they get Rodan right, they get
Yes.
Mothra right,
I
get-
love the design of Rodan though.
they get Ghidorah right.
Yeah.
And
Ghidorah looked
then-
awesome. Mothra
and
looked
then
just it's so exquisite. Like
and
for
Big G himself.
what it
and it-
was, it looked so beautiful.
Yeah, then the Big G himself looked great.
Yeah. Big G look awesome. Look awesome.
Yeah, and then at the end, what they do with him at the end. So here's the thing.
Why
this
I love
works-
that. I love that shot by the way. That shot with
Yeah.
him. Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, the ending was great. Where we started melt down everything, and it's like, well, good.
Yeah.
And it just ass kicking ensues, and
And
relic
this dominance shit. That's what it's about. Dominance. I am the
Yeah.
king, yo. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And that is it. And I really can't be mad at this. And it's really hard to score this film because it's designed in such a great way. But on the other end, I could see them like backpedaling and redesigning it because the movie didn't really do as well, and the critics didn't like it, and it have a kind of Man of Steel vibe to it in that sense. And right, and that's the thing. I can't really be mad at this going forward. This is exactly what it needed to be. I mean, I would have shaved down on the human shit a little more, but
I agree.
that's that's what it is. It's very silly. I wish they don't play things as seriously, but they shouldn't like change it too much though. Like this is exactly where it needs to be in terms of the fighting and making things make sense. And then the post-credit scenes was great, leading up to what they hopefully should lead up to.
Yeah, I expected a bigger payoff though, especially with the last shot. I was like,
Right.
I know I like in my head I was thinking that something bigger, like they were going to really hint at Godzilla versus Kong, and they kind of do that in the
Right.
title sequence, if you will. But I thought that the final, like the post credit scene, would have really sell it to me like, yes,
Right.
this is absolutely coming, and they didn't really
Right.
do that. Just a character may return one day. That's all you'll say.
Right. And then they have a lot of exposition in this movie. Holy shit.
Yeah, boy.
I didn't
Yeah,
mind.
boy.
And
Yeah.
I kind of just tune out and enjoy myself with it. And yeah, I don't know, boy. The good is so good, but the bad is just kind of forgettably bad, but not particularly bad. And because they didn't get you into invest in characters too much, I'll admit that the stuff with the mom was kind of annoying as shit.
Yeah, it was.
But I still wasn't really too mad at this. I don't know. I still had to give this a good score. I really enjoyed this.
All right. Well, we'll score it one time, and then I'll just run through my thoughts with it.
I give this a very high movie, Tom.
right.
Most
Fair enough.
The human stuff pulled it down, and the monster stuff was brilliant. But because it was too long and they had too much bullshit in it that they could have shaved off, it pulled it down. But I had to give it a real high movie, Tom, because it's just they nailed what they needed to nail. So I can't be mad at that.
All right. I agree with you. I would say it is a step in the right direction as far as this MonsterVerse goes. They do have a lot of They do have a lot of ways to go basically with kind of figured out its formula though. And I understand that they have to have your humans in it. They have to Have your
Right.
human characters that you care about who will be running, trying not to get destroyed by these creatures. I get that, right? So it can't just entirely be about the creatures. No, not in this day and age, right? But they have to kind of find a balance between the absurdity of it all and the seriousness
Right.
of it. So
Right.
they were slightly veering towards 2014 Godzilla with how serious they should treat things, even though it's
Right.
just so out there and so over the top, right? But they was trying to be a little campy with it too. But I wish there was a little bit more campy, especially when you understand the real, well, sorry, like the real implication as to why these creatures are being released, which is still
Right.
so dumb. I just can't get over how
Yeah.
dumb it is though. But
Yeah.
once again, you have to be serious because you have these big actors in it. But oh gosh, man, like and you just have these great actors just doing things and saying, delivering really dumb lines. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say who, but like everybody do what they're supposed to do. But honestly, I didn't really care or remember a majority of them. Like I know a few of them by face. Other people just like, oh, okay, yeah, saw him in the show. You see it have people that show up from other films already, like from the last two movies. I didn't even know that. You know what I mean? But still, like I understand the excuses. Well, you come to see the creatures, but let's be real. The movie can't just be about the creatures. There's not going to be like that, right? Same with the Transformers franchise. We always said that with that,
Yeah. I
but
can
you
remember
can't. But
Transformers
you
one a
can't.
little bit.
Yeah, but
You know.
you could still find a little balance though. But you just have to have a character and not a plethora of characters like this movie tried to do here. For us to care about that, you know what I mean? Because yeah,
Right.
characters kind of come and go. Some characters die. Some characters don't show up until like the very you see them early on and they just disappear. Then they show up in a post credit scene. Yeah,
Right.
that's my one gripe. If you know who I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about, right? And I
Yeah.
was like, so oh, okay, this is what happened to him. All right, because the only time I thought that this character was dead or something like that, we don't know, right? But yeah,
Right.
they could have just fleshed out a few of these characters so we could care. They, a majority of them was just there to, like I say, give exposition to move the plot along, but
The
they don't
thing
really
is,
have
the thing
a
is,
real purpose,
they kind
basically.
of well, they kind of dealt with the one character in a way that I don't really care about any characters going forward because of how they dealt with a certain character. Don't want to spoil it, but they dealt with him in a certain way. I was like, all right, well, that is it then.
Yeah, yeah. I understand, yeah.
I was out, so I
Yeah.
didn't mind.
And just to close things off, yes, the monster stuff is great, just from
Yeah,
the visuals and oh yes, I credit where credit is due, boy. The score for this, boy, the
yeah.
musical score for this, B.M. McCreary, from Walking Dead, and Agents of Shield fame and Master Galactica, he come with a excellent score for this though. Like it's very boisterous and in your
Yeah,
face, but it really. But I love how he adds these sort of Eastern elements to it. The Japanese drums and all that. The sort of, I want to think it's Buddhist chanting. It sounds kind of Buddhist, right? In a way,
but it's a
maybe it's not.
Godzilla team. It's a Godzilla
Yeah,
team, but they changed it up a little bit and
yeah.
like cool.
Yeah, the da, 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 stuff from like the
Yeah,
old movies and stuff, so it works perfectly. So yeah, credit where credit is due. The score was fantastic. Visuals were on point, especially when it comes to the creatures. I loved the design of Rodado, especially how they
yeah,
had like his wings tipped with lava. That
right.
was excellent.
Lava, yeah.
Mothra looked gorgeous. Godzilla still badass. And yeah, Kidora looked awesome as well too. I wish, just a little slight little nitpick. I wish I could have gotten a little bit more fights, a bit more monster moments, because they really
Right.
do. It really does feel like how to say, like 5/8. Sorry, not 5/8. Like more or less half of the movie wanted to just be about humans trying to figure
Right.
things out, and the other half was on the monsters. But it almost felt like just slightly more on the human side than the monster side, and that was a drawback for me. But other than that, though, yeah, just the reason for these monsters fighting, I just can't get over. It's just so dumb. But
Yeah.
I get my money's worth though, but I just wish that they
Yeah.
just have an even balance. Just really need to even things out. Come with a formula. I know it'll take some time, but hey, if they have Godzilla versus Kong coming out in 2020, then yeah, they need to figure that shit out, boy, before they have another, well, not another flop on their hands, but pretty much the end of this MonsterVerse thing. Because I want to see this thing be a thing, though, you know what I mean? I don't want it to just kind of fizzle out and die. Well, sorry, not fizzle out and die. Like, remember the Dark Universe, how they came in, how they attempted to come in strong and it just died with the mummy? Right, so we don't want that. I want this franchise to develop, but they just need to figure out a formula, figure out how to balance the human stuff and the monster stuff. And at least if you have human stuff, let the human stuff make some level of sense, please. Don't just have
Right.
this dumb reason and play, oh, well, this is why we need this character to do this. You know what I mean? Come on. So, rated wise, I would give this a decent 3.5 out of 5. It is worth checking out. Uh, I would say for some people, the human stuff will take them out of the show completely. I know, well, my friend who was watching, remember, he just didn't like the show because of that. Like, it was just dumb and he just couldn't buy into anything at all. And I know you'll have those who will just really love it just because of the monster stuff and you just tune the brain off from the human stuff. But I know for a majority of people that will be close to impossible to do. So they just have to kind of balance things out, right? So I have faith that they'll improve on that with Godzilla vs. Kong. I'm really excited to see that. But yeah, this is a step up in the right direction. They just need to step things up a little bit more. And yeah, we'll have like a successful franchise that we had. So and yeah, it is way better. It is better for worse, sorry, than 2014 Godzilla. So that's seen a lot.
Yeah,
All right.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Right. Last but not least, now, movie that I ducked, and I was curious to see it because I was hearing things about it, some bad things about it. I was like, you know what? This is the end of the X-Men series. The franchise that started in 2000. The one that pretty much told people, hey, superhero movies are still a thing. We could still make these big budget superhero movies and you'll make tons of cash, right? And this is how they ended. So I really wanted to see how bad X-Men Dark Phoenix was going to be, but I don't know. I just kind of like, I just decided not to see it at the time, right? Because I ended up watching Godzilla instead. But you saw it, Ricardo, so, take it away. Tell me, how was Dark Phoenix?
Yeah, it's not again, okay, it's not the worst of the X-Men films. Let's just be clear about that.
All right.
Not worse than what call it by the third one, X-Men 3, that bullshit.
Yeah, no, well, I still see the worst is the X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Right, not as bad as that.
That to me is the nadir of the of
Yeah.
the X-Men franchise, in my opinion.
Yeah, not as bad as that. Not as bad as that. But still, this one is still just a big letdown. In fact, I think it's a little better than
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse, in my opinion.
Why I say so? Because it actually have a more focused story. I find
Yeah,
like
but
Apocalypse just had characters just all over the place, just doing a bunch of stuff, and it was kind of like about Apocalypse, but it was also about Magneto and
right.
And it was kind of like about Jean Grey, but it wasn't about Jean Grey. It was weird. It was weird.
This one decided to like follow up on that premise, what happened at the end of Apocalypse.
Right.
Kind of. But whatever. So she basically Jean Grey, well, the X-Men in the future now, well, some time passed, and they could do space missions apparently. So they went on space.
So it's not in the 80s or 90s.
It's in the 90s, but a little bit of time passed now, so say from the last one.
Okay. All right.
And they go into space apparently to rescue some people, some astronauts, and Jean get affected from some cloud thing, something. He ain't sure what's going on. Apparently trigger the memories about something that Charles did to her in the past. And that's basically what say up there without spoiling. So Jean is awakened once again with her earlier memories, and something Charles do, and he kind of fuck things up, and then she kind of took Magneto, and then all of them get captured, and have a whole thing. And then Jessica Chastain's character is somebody I don't want to spoil, but it's a kind of comic deep cut, but it's something way more fucking disappointing than what I thought it was, and what I thought she was going to be playing.
Right.
That's it. I was so disappointed with this. It only have one good action sequence. That's the end. It's a really, really good extended action sequence in a train.
Oh, that was the sequence that you enjoy. Okay, I saw it in the trailer. I was like, this
No, no.
This look
When
like
you
this
see
look like I've been there, see this scenario.
when you see the whole thing and how Storm and Cyclops and everybody was working together, it's like not so bad.
All right.
It kind of rips off Captain Marvel a little bit. I don't want to spoil anything, but basically the big plot thing is also some from Captain Marvel.
All right.
So I don't know if I spoiled the movie there, but Jessica Chastain's character is related to that, and I, I really, really was disappointed what they did with her. I thought they would
Alright.
do something more interesting. She's not the White Queen, by the way. Not the White Queen.
Oh, okay. I was on the
Right?
impression
But
that you were.
what I thought she was a character from the comic called Lalandra. That's who I thought she was. She's not that either. And it's something involving the plot, and it's just so weak. It's such a weak letdown with what they go the franchise going forward.
Right.
Yeah.
How's the acting do? Like how was Miss Sophie Turner? How was she?
She was okay. I mean, she was just as good as the last one. Carly said she was just brooding all the time with fire scars on her face right through. I couldn't really get to her. They do a big character death. That's all I'll say. Yeah, it's kind of fucking obvious who she is from the trailer. Kind of obvious who the character is. Kind of fucked that up. Everybody was just checked out in this. I couldn't get into this one. This was kind of pointless, and it was the meta narrative of everybody being familiar with, well, Marvel get back the characters, so therefore we don't have to make an effort. I really want this to bomb personally. It probably won't. I think Secret Life of Pets already did better than it.
Wow.
It was just a waste, but it's not the worst X-Men movie.
Right, but it is one of the worst movies of the year, right?
Well, probably. I don't know. We'll see.
Probably you see. Okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
And as I said, it's just why they make this Red. They could have scrapped it. They should have scrapped it. They didn't need to finish it. Just scrap it.
Like you're gonna with the franchise, right? Sorry to cut you there. I still stand by the statement though. The franchise ended with Logan.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, my attitude was that with this new franchise approach, when they started over at First Class, I was like, all right, I'll have a new chance, do something interesting. Then they did Days of Future Past, which I liked enough, but I didn't love.
Yeah, I liked it back then, but watching it again, I don't like it as much though. But it was great the first time I saw it.
They got a chance. The mistake they made is they got a chance to do something new. And what I thought they should have done right after Days of Future Past is that they should have done an Asteroid M Genosha movie. And then end off Magneto trilogy, like a kind of Cold War kind of something.
Right.
End of trilogy, and then start with Apocalypse in the 90s. And then,
okay.
You know, if you get my drift and more start to cater to the TV show.
Yes, that'll get it. Yeah. The appeal of Apocalypse, and hey, if they want to go even braver, they could do Onslaught, maybe.
Well, maybe, yeah. If you
well, I know you had to bring back Magneto to do that, but still, yeah.
But the point is, you do something interesting, building up these characters, and they don't really do that. They can even do that. So I was like, well, fuck it. You don't care, I don't care. It's one of those things. Right. And this was just, you don't care, I don't care. I couldn't really get into this, and we'll let us probably talk about this in a grander scheme when X-Men finally go back to Marvel and we see what they do with it. But yeah, this is just it just end in a whimper. The X-Men Fox franchise is dead now. I don't really care. It's over. And
Jennifer Lawrence could move on to do more challenging roles again, like Mother and Everett Sparrow. She don't need to be phoning it in again.
Right.
As Mystique.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was about it. Whatever. Rating, CC it. I mean, I really was just unenthused with this. I was bored as shit.
I heard it is really dull and boring at points.
Real drag, Judd. It is real drag. The last action sequence is not bad. Actually quite good in my opinion. Because they're spending money, they could tell it they spend all their effort on that to try to pull that off. But that's about it. CC it. Next, moving on. Hopefully, let's see what Marvel do with this. You know, and let's see what Marvel do with this. That's all I see.
Right, next. But like I say, I still stand by my word. I still see that Logan was the end of it. That there's matters after that. They pretty much just say, okay, this is the dream basically that Xavier had just die anyway. So what was the point of Dark Phoenix? Is it just to show us how it died? Maybe they could have done that. Maybe it could have been a lot smarter. But I imagine that's not how it played out at all.
Did its thing. But the thing with Logan did its thing in such a way where it was like you're not sure if it's the same universe kind of thing. But they made that.
I would have loved it to be in the same universe. So personally,
right. I didn't want it to be the same universe. I wanted it to be its own thing. I was in that camp. Because remember he made that point about, well, it's all comics and it didn't really play out like that. It's like, oh, okay, I like that.
Right. Okay.
Well,
yeah, that's surprising to hear about it is. I probably will check it out when it comes on home media so I could see for myself. Right. But yeah, I have a feeling this will be about worse stuff. I still want to see how it ends.
It probably will, but I didn't think it's not the worst X-Men film. It has much worse. So whatever. Next.